Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to have a look at Don't Be Afraid of the Dark from 1973. It's a TV movie. I learned about it through a Christian Hannah horror video, link in the description. This is starring Kim Darby. And the video where he talked about it, he's talking about Blu-rays, and this is one of the ones he got. And his description made it sound interesting enough. Plus, it's a Warner archive, which the Warner archive line is being discontinued, so this is a soon-to-be out-of-print movie. It's a TV movie that feels like an extended Twilight Zone episode, and it works really well. They know how to stretch the budget. The monsters don't look that convincing or good. You kind of have to go into it with a forgiving eye and understanding that this is an old TV movie and they really didn't have the budget. But it works. It tells a really interesting tale, and there are some creepy aspects, like how Kim Darby's the only one that can see what the threat is, and that's something that is scary, that there's something deadly out there and you're the only one that can see it. It starts with her moving into her and her husband moving into her grandparents' house. The key to his study is missing. She wants to get into the room, and when she finds the key, there's a fireplace. The fireplace is bricked up, and the carpenter's very just tight-lipped about what happened. He's like, you ain't gonna break through that. It's concrete. There's steel bars. Your grandmother wanted it this way. And there's a opening on the side for cleaning out ash. And he's like, my advice, leave it alone. And because she's stubborn, she opens it up, and there's like a massive drop that who knows how far it goes down. Now, at the beginning, we hear some voices talking about being let out, and this is a nice framing device. And shortly after she opens it, things start getting weird. The strange thing starts happening, and she starts getting more paranoid, and we see her sanity start to unravel. She sees these creatures, but no one else can. And it's got that charm of an old TV movie. And the thing is, even though this didn't have the budget, there is a lot of craft, whether it be the acting, cinematography, even the music that go into this film, and they're really trying to make a good project. My only real complaint is the creatures could look better. And it's not even that long of a movie to get invested in. It's 74 minutes, so you're not gonna lose out on much if you don't like it. And even if you do like it, if you want to watch a movie and don't have a lot of time, this is a good choice. Apparently, it's never really stated what was up with those creatures, if the opening is like the hole to hell or something, but it's still interesting, and it keeps going on. We find out these creatures don't like the light, which is where we get the title Don't Be Afraid of the Dark from, because they can only come at you in the dark. And for whatever reason, they seem to be interested in her and just her. One person gets killed because it was their attempt to try and kill her, and despite these things being like no bigger than this, they're really strong, because when they trip the person down the stairs, she sees the line and tries to grab it, and they rip it out of her hands, and their force is so strong she has the rope marks on her hands. Her husband is advancing in his career, and she has an incident where she sees one of them at a dinner party, freaks out and screams, and they get into a fight, and that's where they decide to sell the house. And it just keeps ramping up. It's subtle. This is kind of a more subtly spooky movie where it doesn't rely on a lot of big moments, even though it does have big as the budget would allow. It's more about allowing the tension to build. We ultimately find out that the grandmother had what happened to the fireplace sealed, and she locked the door and hid the key because she heard a bunch of screaming coming from the room, other voices, and the fluke was opened and the grandfather was gone. He was obviously drugged down into the hole, and the carpenter knows a lot more than he's letting on, because when he goes back to get his tool, these monsters, whatever they are, like, you told, and they try to kill him. But Kim Darby's husband opens the door, letting the light in and saving the guy. So again, it's what I like. It tells you enough that you have an understanding of what's going on, but it doesn't explain everything, and it leaves just enough unexplained that although you feel like you've gotten a story, it allows you to connect the dots and draw your own conclusion. And it's kind of gutsy, especially for a TV movie of the time. This film does not have a happy ending, and again, the nice framing devices with the voice. We hear her voice with the creatures at the end, so it's presumably this is a cycle that's been going on for some time. Someone gets the house, these creatures show up, drag someone in the house down, and this person presumably becomes one of them. So, very interesting. And again, I say presumably because we really don't know what happened, but it's interesting. And the third act is really good, and it's really suspenseful. I give this film a definite recommend. I'd say a C plus to a B minus film. Not the best thing ever, far from the worst. Definitely entertaining, and I would say check it out. And especially if you can get this Warner Archive before it goes out of print. I think Warner Archives is going out of print in November, so you might want to get on that. The Christian Hannah horror video will be linked in the description. If you are interested in this, go check out the video where I learned about the movie and throw a couple likes his way. And yeah, as you can see, I improved on my backdrop. I got the bootleg Jason sign from Walmart, but still cool, and it's still Jason, even if it's a bootleg. That's not official Friday the 13th, so like, share, comment, subscribe. Montober will continue with, I'm not sure yet. Over and out.